Perfect for a viral intro. Joy lies in chaos. Next day, the uncle, like a loyal dog, drives students home, hearing girls' giggles. He couldn't hold back his experienced driver instinct, so he subtly glanced at the rearview mirror, giving each girl in the car a nod of approval. Spotting one girl asleep, the uncle's heart skipped a beat. Let's flip this cute one tonight. He then dropped the other girls off one by one. He overlooked Nami. This plot is thrilling, like a good movie needing good gear. I recently got a new phone. My old phone went to a reliable listed recycling company. Online order, technicians come to pick it up. Super convenient. Need recycling phones, tablets, laptops. Love recycling. See you, Nami. The uncle swiftly tied up Nami and then gracefully threw her into the pit, his motion akin to discarding a useless old eraser. However, at that very moment, he suddenly realized that he had forgotten to bring his tools with him. He picked up a stick and squatted by the pit, with Nami nervously squirming around. The uncle muffled Nami, grabbed a curved knife, and realizing a man at the door, things were spinning out of control. He recognized that this time it was for keeps. Such a killer doesn't let witnesses off the hook, clearly not part of the plan. Although the uncle charged like a whirlwind, he looked like a little kitty going against an agent. He planned to escape, but was kicked down by the top agent, suddenly a fallen hero. The agent tied a plastic bag around the uncle's head, like a clown in an amusement park, giving him a taste of near-death fun. The agent intended to crush the guy with a rock, but then he got kicked down instead. This trick saved him. So, the agent pulled out a tracking capsule for a special treat. He shoved the capsule down the uncle's throat and casually stomped on his wrist. When the uncle woke up, he found Nami had vanished into thin air, leaving him to face the pitiful mess in the hole all alone. Looking at the delicate grass nearby, he suddenly figured out that this place was utterly inappropriate for showcasing his charm. The uncle flagged down a cab, gearing up to head home, but soon realized something was off. The driver had a gloomy expression, and the vibe in the car was tense. He thought it was straight out of an absurd script. The uncle decisively drew his knife. After all, he wouldn't hold back against those willing to risk it all. His knife skills flowed like a dance, leaving the opponents flustered and clueless. Ultimately, the car crashed into a tree, but the uncle was left unscathed. After getting out, he checked the trunk to find the real driver was indeed inside. He casually pushed aside the bodies, thinking to himself how convenient it was to do a good deed for society by eliminating a menace. Driving the cab like it was a race car, he sought out a clinic that could get him off the hook. Spotting a cute pink-clad nurse in the clinic, the uncle couldn't help but go daft again. He attempted to cozy up to the nurse. "You're really cute." The nurse was startled, thinking, this patient is really too vulgar. She took him for a joke, only hoping deeply within herself to escape safely. Little did she know, when she went to get meds, the uncle was hauntingly waiting right there. When he saw the nurse enter, the uncle quickly locked the door, prepping for another funny act. The uncle relentlessly bombarded the young nurse with an endless barrage of jokey lines, leaving an expression of utter stunned shock on her face. "Pass me your hand over here," he said with a chuckle. The nurse had tears in her eyes, terrified, but had no choice but to follow along. Just then, the door lock clicked. Hayan barged in with a fire extinguisher and gasped at the sight. The uncle was startled too, but quickly drew his trusty knife. But Hayan was like a beast, unfazed, barehandedly intercepting the knife. As the two squared off, the little nurse quietly readied herself to sneak away stealthily. But Hayan called out to her, "Wait. I have to save you. Why are you being so disgusting, man?" At this moment, the right kind of humor found its inspiration. Then, Hayan sliced through the uncle's Achilles tendon, sending shockwaves of humor through the audience. The uncle, in agonizing pain, desperately looked at the nurse and said, "Don't forget to subscribe to my channel." The nurse rolled her eyes at him, "I'm not falling for your pickup lines." It felt like the last laugh after escaping death. Humor is always forward-looking. This concludes our show for today. Thanks for everyone's viewing, and don't forget to give it a like. Stay tuned for more. See you in the next episode.